Hello aspirants, how are you all? I hope you all must be having a good, great and fantastic day. So here I am today with the secrets to revise current affair in the last 10 days, and this will be taught to you by me Ashish Kumar Singh. So let's start our session without wasting our time and start learning about the secrets with the help of which you can revise the current affair in a very comprehensive and elaborative manner. Now students, secret number one is that always try to focus on the current affair which has happened first time in India. Actually, when we go through the awards, the appointments, the ceremonies, okay, so we focus on everything. We should focus on everything, but give priority to the things that have happened first time in India. For example, recently we have seen a MotoGP race has been happened in India, okay, in Uttar Pradesh. So it has been first time that India has launched or India has initiated a MotoGP project, right? So we must focus on it. We must focus on it that yes, it was first time. So we must recall and relearn everything associated with MotoGP in a very comprehensive manner, because it is high chance that the examiner will ask. The examiner loves to ask the questions which has happened for the first time in India. So obviously it is truly expected that the question might come from MotoGP. Or for example, you can say that recently Sudha Murthy ma'am has got the Global Indian Award and she has become the first woman to do so. So it is also expected that the examiner will ask that who has got the Global Indian Award, or which woman has been the first woman to get the Global Indian Award 2023. So the answer to that would be Sudha Murthy ma'am. And here you should remember that who among the following person has recently won the MotoGP race, and along with that you should also remember who came second and third. For example, the winner of the MotoGP race was Marco Bezzecchi, and we have learned it in our current affairs sessions of daily 8 a.m. that when it comes to remembering the name, you can remember the name by creating mnemonics. Like we have remembered the name of Marco Bezzecchi by remembering a sentence that Marco baji mar gaya, hai na? Marco baji mar gaya, that Marco has won. Marco baji mar gaya, and hence we have remembered Marco Bezzecchi. George Martin, Fabio, Brad Binder were also the runner-up and the winners, but Marco baji mar gaya was the answer. So just try to remember the questions or the current affairs which have happened first time. Okay, just try to remember the questions or the current affairs which have happened first time. They are very important when it comes to exam. करंट अफेयर्स जो कभी भी फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिया हुए हैं या फर्स्ट टाइम एसोसिएटेड है किसी फैक्ट से, उनको सबसे पहले प्रायोरिटी देके जस्ट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर देम. जस्ट गिव द प्रायोरिटी एंड ट्राई टू रिमेंबर दोस फैक्ट्स अर्ली एज पॉसिबल. ठीक है, और इनको रिवाइज एंड रिपीट करना इन अ कंटिन्यूअस मैनर. ठीक है, जस्ट ट्राई टू रिवाइज एंड रिपीट इट इन अ कंटिन्यूअस मैनर so that you might not miss any chance to answer it in the examination paper. ठीक है, now let's come to second number secret, that is, in case of obituaries and awards, learn about the famous personalities, or when it is 50th or 100th anniversary, learn the theme first. Basically what I am trying to say, that if some famous personality has recently died, for example our beloved MS Swaminathan sir took his last breath recently. Okay, he was the founder of India's Green Revolution. He is known to be the founder of India's Green Revolution, right? So we must remember that yes, the facts associated with MS Swaminathan sir is very important when it comes to exam perspective. तो अगर कोई किसी famous personality को award मिलता है, as I said even in the last slide, that Sudha Murthy ma'am को याद रख लो, she is a very famous personality, she is a very beloved woman by everyone in India, respects her a lot. Okay, so like that MS Swaminathan sir is also respected by everyone. So these are some of the famous personalities. तो कभी भी कोई ऐसा book आया, for example some book has been launched and that is from a famous personality, you should remember it and you should give priority to it. Just go and mark those things in your notes with star. Okay, just go and mark those things which are having famous, the name of famous personalities, with star. It is quite possible that it will be asked in the examination. Secondly, whenever it is the 50th or 100th or 150th or 25th anniversary of anything, it is quite possible that the examiner will not ask that on which date that happened. Recently we have seen in our current affairs sessions of daily 8 a.m. that it was the birth anniversary of Rani Durgavati. It was her 500th birth anniversary. It was her 500th birth anniversary. Automatically if you will apply calculations, you will get to know that yes, the date of her birth was so and so. Okay, you can minus 500 from 2023 and you'll get the answer. But the examiner also knows that you can do this. The examiner also knows that you can do this, and hence the examiner always try to ask the themes or something associated with that fact, but not the date. Why? Because you can subtract and automatically find that okay, in 1524 the birth of रानी दुर्गावती took place on 5th October 1524. ठीक है, तो उस केस में क्या करना कि some other interesting and important facts को याद रख लेना. For example, रानी दुर्गावती has been the queen of the Gondwana land from 1515 to 1564. रानी दुर्गावती 1550 से 1564 तक क्वीन रही हैं. ठीक है, रानी दुर्गावती has been the queen from 1550 to 1560. It is worth remembering. Why it is worth remembering? क्योंकि 1524 में इनका जन्म हुआ है, 1524 में इनका जन्म हुआ है, and that is 500th birth anniversary. So you can easily subtract 500 from 2023 and you can get the answer, and hence it's quite possible that the examiner will not ask this. Instead he will ask this, or themes associated with some functions or felicitations. Universities and colleges के 50th anniversaries होते हैं, 100th anniversary. जैसे कि एक सेशन है, एक हुआ था अभी रिसेंटली, आज़ादी एट 75 का कॉन्फ्रेंस. ठीक है, ऑब्वियसली आज़ादी एट 75 में you should remember the theme, you should remember the place where it happened. ठीक है, themes याद रख लो, places याद रख लो. Now what were the projects, who has inaugurated it? Recently it was inaugurated by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he has launched everything associated with 75. ठीक है, like he has launched 75 buses. He has launched 75 buses. 75 बस को उन्होंने लॉन्च करा था in 7 cities, and along with that 75,000 under houses under the प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना अर्बन दिया था. तो examiner is also quite clever ना, he will know कि भाई ये तो तुमको पता ही होगा क्योंकि it is the celebration of आज़ादी at 75. So he will or she will not put this in the examination paper. Instead he will put that what was the theme of that event, who inaugurated it. Okay, so जस्ट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर कि कभी भी किसी का 50th या 100th एनिवर्सरी है या फिर कोई ऐसा न्यूज है विद द हेल्प ऑफ विच द डेट्स कैन बी फाउंड बाय कैलकुलेशंस, डोंट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर द डेट्स, गिव प्रायोरिटी टू द थीम्स, द पर्सन हु इनॉग्रेटेड इट और सम अदर इंफॉर्मेशंस एसोसिएटेड विद इट. So next time if you'll be doing the revision, because it's not too late, 10 days are left, so next time if you'll be doing the revision, just try to keep this in mind that secret number 2 is also very important. Now secret number 2 is very important and I guess it is done. Now secret number 3, give preferences to Nabard, SEBI and RBI news, and that is very common, that is not a secret I would say, but yes, that is a reminder from my side that give preferences to Nabard, SEBI and RBI news. You know the examiner will ask not only from Nabard, the examiner will also ask from SEBI and RBI. Why? Because they are also regulatory bodies na, and it is examination of it is a regulatory examination, so it is quite possible that they will ask the questions from the RBI and SEBI. For example, recently Munish Kapoor has been appointed as the new executive director of RBI, so it is your duty to remember that okay, Munish Kapoor has been appointed as the new director of RBI. Okay, so yes, you should remember about Munish Kapoor, you should remember about RBI. RBI is found under RBI Act of 1934. RBI has power to cancel the license of the cooperative banks under the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. So these are the basic facts. If you see in the news, just try to give your mind some pressure, some stress, pinch of stress, not too much of stress, pinch of stress, and try to recall these things. Because if you will see one news associated with Nabard, SEBI or RBI, you can automatically recall all other newses. Okay, you can do what? You can automatically recall all other newses. So just try to learn in this manner कि अगर कभी SEBI का कोई न्यूज आता है, SEBI का भी अगर कभी कोई न्यूज आता है, तो you should remember what? You should remember RBI and Nabard also. ठीक है, so in this way you can remember and associate the three regulatory bodies, that is Nabard, SEBI and RBI. So just try to create link between these, अगर किसी एक का current affair देखो तो past में जरूरी नहीं है कि that particular fact should be remembered. पास्ट में तुमको जो याद आ रहा है, whatever you are trying, whatever your brain is capable of remembering, just try to remember that. Okay, this will save your time na, this will save your time and enhance your knowledge. So just try to remember and interlink Nabard, SEBI and RBI. Okay, so keep references to Nabard, SEBI and RBI. Now secret number 4, secret number 4 here is that prefer the inaugurations award which are given by the president, vice president and the prime minister of India. So some inaugurations or awards are given or inaugurated by prime minister, president or vice president. So these are the top 3 members जो कहीं भी कुछ भी inaugurate कर रहे हैं, then you should remember it. Okay, then you should remember it. Recently prime minister has been laying off multiple projects in multiple locations across pan India. For example, 8,000 crore का project he has laid off in Telangana, 12,000 crore ka project he has laid off in Jabalpur. Okay, and many in Jodhpur also he has launched a project. In Jodhpur also he has launched project worth rupees many like 500 crores I guess. So yes, you should remember that yes, prime minister has been launching multiple projects at multiple time. तो लाइक 8,000 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ लॉन्च करा? सो निजामाबाद तेलंगाना में. ओके, निजामाबाद तेलंगाना में. हु इज द गवर्नर ऑफ तेलंगाना? हु इज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ तेलंगाना? ओके, सो एटलीस्ट दीज बेसिक थिंग्स यू शुड बी रिमेंबरिंग. Recently vice president of India has also opened a center associated with some building, some complex building. So you should remember it. He has done it on in the state of Assam. So you should remember who is the governor of Assam or the chief minister of Assam and what he has inaugurated. So just try to give preferences to the facts and the things which have been inaugurated by the president, prime minister and the vice president of India. And that is my secret number 4 to all of you. And this is the last secret, that is secret number 5. You should remember at least the current affair of last 3 months. Okay, you should give preference to the current affair of last 3 months. Along with that, you can also remember the government schemes of last 3 months. So give priority to the government schemes of the last 3 months. ठीक है, last 3 months के government schemes को priority देना. और उसके बाद if you are left with too much time, okay, then you can do what? You can give preference to the next 3 months of current affair. अगर एक लाइन में बोला जाए तो government scheme at least 3 months का तो देख लेना. Just try to see the government schemes of the last 3 months. But if you have time or if time permits, you can see the government schemes of the next 3 months, meaning which you can in total see the government scheme of 6 months if you have time. If you have time, conditions apply, TNC apply. Okay, if you have time, but at least 3 months is mandatory. So just try to remember and recall the current affairs and government scheme of 3 months. और current affairs में क्या क्या देखना है? सबसे पहले देखना है वो inaugurations जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर, प्रेसिडेंट और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ने करा है. सेकेंडली, कोई भी न्यूज अगर नाबार्ड में आ रहा है तो आरबीआई और सेबी को भी इनकलकेट करो, स्पेशली व्हेन दैट न्यूज इज एसोसिएटेड विद द रूरल इंडिया और एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर. तो इनकलकेट करना बहुत जरूरी होता है. न्यू अपॉइंटमेंट्स वगैरह भी एटलीस्ट इनका तो कोई भी न्यू अपॉइंटमेंट मत छोड़ो. नाबार्ड, आरबीआई और सेबी का कोई भी न्यू अपॉइंटमेंट्स मत छोड़ना. नाउ ऑब्यूटरीज और अवार्ड्स के केस में भी फेमस पर्सनालिटीज को सबसे पहले देखना कि कौन से पर्टिकुलर फेमस पर्सनालिटी हैं जिनको अवार्ड मिला है और हु हैज रिसेंटली डाइड, लाइक इन दिस केस एम एस स्वामीनाथन एंड इन दिस केस सुधा मूर्ति मैम. ग्लोबल इंडियन अवार्ड कनाडा इंडिया फेडरेशन एसोसिएशन ने इन्हें दिया है. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से सीक्रेट नंबर 1 इज जस्ट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर द थिंग्स व्हिच हैज हैपेंड फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिया. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कभी मत भूलना जो फर्स्ट टाइम हुआ है. जस्ट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर दोस थिंग्स. सो दीज वर द 5 secrets or suggestions which I have given to you in order to you learn the current affairs or revise the current affairs, the last 10 days revision. So just try to focus on these points and I can guarantee you you will never, at least you will solve 80 to 90% of the questions, 80 to 90% questions which is associated with current affair. तो मेरे tips और tricks के साथ, मेरे logics के साथ easily solve करके आ जाओगे. So that was all in the session. Best of luck. See you soon and bye bye.